Yeah, tell me when you're ready, Gary.
Ready.
Y'all ready? Okay, had our second scrimmage, completed that today, 110 play scrimmage. We had situational scrimmage. We went backed up at the -1, let it play out, plus our 50-yard line, start the drive there, and then plus 25. We did 1s and 2s. In between, this was the first day that we were able to check out our iPads on the sideline. So we tried to get those kinks out and how we're going to communicate on game day. They give you one time, the conference does. Today was our day. So we took a lot of time in between series after we got done, and we let the third group do a competitive 7-on-7 and move the ball. During that time, we had our coaches in the press box and just try to make it as game-like as possible. I think the ones had like right at 25 plays, the twos had 30. I think the threes had 40 or something like that. Got a chance to let everybody play. There's some good things. I think it was 9 penalties overall. We cut that in half. That's still not good enough. Defense had 1 turnover. That was the last play of the scrimmage with the threes. We got to do a better job getting the ball. We also worked kickoff return live in the middle of the scrimmage too, to make sure that we were able to evaluate our personnel and everything that goes with that. The quarterbacks were not live other than Riley. Riley went live, did some good things at the end of the scrimmage, to see how he reacted with that. But overall, I don't think there was any major injuries. Obviously, that's 2 weeks in a row. That's good news with that. So, we just got to keep working, keep building. It's a grind every day. You have to find a way to bring your A game, and you got to find a way to get better. Big picture, it's hard to kind of that. I think Penny Boone had 2 touchdown runs. They were fairly short in the red zone with that. But, the defense, backed up, the defense won. Okay, there's no doubt. 50, probably the offense won. It was about 50, 25-yard line going in with that. But there was some good, it was some good energy on the sideline. I think the best thing is we got our logistics of how we're going to operate the game with the new iPads. Questions?
Coach, last week you said you're maybe a little bit frustrated with KJ because when he's live, when he's not live, he's kind of limited in what he likes to do. Yeah. So I know he gets frustrated by that. So how did he kind of deal with today's scrimmage, knowing the constraints of not being able to?
He's a veteran guy, man. I mean, he's one of the more experienced quarterbacks in the country. He's played for 3.5 years or something. So he knows, but I mean, obviously, there's when he's live, it's different, but that's okay. It's okay, and that wasn't a problem. Brown didn't go live today either, and that was okay too.
Gus, what was your biggest concern coming out of this scrimmage? You mentioned stole too many penalties and some things like that, but what do you really want to focus on in the next game?
Yeah, I mean, I think more than anything, I told our guys, I mean, great effort, great physicality, and the not beating ourselves. I mean, the penalties, I mean, the offense did a good job holding on the ball, but the defense didn't get the ball, But anytime you scrimmage, there's good and bad. There's a lot of teaching, learning situations that happened out there that we'll be able to address also.
What's the biggest difference between where the team was this time last year, 2 weeks in the fall camp, and where it is now?
We got more veteran guys. I mean, that's the biggest difference. I mean, we have guys that played a lot of football. There was a lot of guys that had potential that were young that we just didn't know much about. We predicted everything, So it's just we have an experienced ball, club this time compared to last year.
At this point in camp, where is this team to your expectations?
No, we're not there yet. I mean, I've been proud of them every day grinding. We probably had our best practice, the practice before, and that's practice 9 that most people are going to slop around and just get through it, especially for a scrimmage. Our guys didn't do that, but I mean it's a challenge every day to get better. So we're not there yet, but we're chipping away, and we're going the right direction.
Okay, so you had helmet communication and the tablets today. Can you kind of elaborate on how that went? I guess were there representatives from the conference that kind of help assist with that today?
Well, we had the official iPads that the conference provides and all that. You have it one time, and today was our one time that we could do all of the experimenting and hey, what's it going to be like? What's it? All that. The communication's every day in practice, and really the communication, I like it, but honestly, it's not. I mean, for us, the way we play, it's it's not, to the effect you think it would be. I mean, there's times you talk and there's times you don't, and we've got enough days in practice to figure all that out.
So how did the tablets do? Can you see where that would be beneficial in the course of a game, or are you still
Yeah,
just kinda feeling through it?
the quality of coaching is going to be better. I mean, it's going to be a lot better. I mean, just the advantage, you can look and you say, oh, because a lot of times, man, if you're not completely coordinated with eyes in the sky, you won't know until Sunday, and you'll look up and you say, oh man, why didn't we see that? Those days are over. So the quality of football, the quality of coaching should be up across the country.
You talked last week about being excited about seeing your kickoff teams live. What did you see from them today?
I mean, we'll look at it on film. I mean, last year we stunk at kickoff. We were one of the worst in the country. We got to get better. And so that's been an emphasis. You know, we have some veteran personnel that's a little bit different. I know that'll help. And the kicker. Our kickers got to kick it where they're supposed to kick it. And they didn't do a very good job of that last year. So, you know, that was just 2 reps today. We'll continue to build on that. I'll have to look at the film before really I can answer that question in detail.
You guys mentioned Penny Boone having a couple touchdowns today. What have you seen from him so far through this camp and how he's been able to fit in with the running
Yeah,
game?
he's a downhill guy. He's a veteran guy. You can tell he's played a lot of football. You know, he's just learning the nuances of our offense and plays and you know, what we call stuff and everything that goes with it. But, you know, he's a downhill guy, man. He falls forward. He knows how to play with great physicality. He's protected the football.
Last year, you were forced to use 4 different guys at center. Earlier this week, we spoke with Caden Kittler. Who besides Caden is getting reps at center?
Yeah, Marcellus Marshall got some today. You know, Cam Kenny's had a little bit of an injury, but he'll be back hopefully this next week. You know, with that.
How would you, just on the offensive line, how would you evaluate that group? Are you settling into who the top guys are? Are you guys healthy there? How's that?
Yeah, I mean, it really is separated like veteran guys that we know is in the mix to compete for playing time. You know, our defense has done a really good job with some different movements and stuff like that. It's taken away some of the offensive line's aggressiveness at times. But, you know, we got a veteran group. I told our guys after this second scrimmage, at least we'll go in all 3 phases and we'll say, okay, if we played this week, it would look this way, you know, the top 3 or whatever. But we got a whole nother week of fall camp. And so we will have it kind of planned, but another week. And after that, after next week at this time, we'll have the pieces of the puzzle that we'll go into the season with.
You said you cut penalties in half this scrimmage versus the last one. Were those penalties pre-snap or post-snap?
We had a couple pre-snap, had a couple post-snap, had a touchdown call back. That's the second week in a row we've had a touchdown call back. That's never good. So we just got to keep working.
You talked about going into this last week of, I guess, camp, and what do you guys need to do focus on over the next practice?
Yeah, now it's kind of narrowing things down. And, you know, personnel, who we're going to be defensively, who we're going to be offensively, who we're going to be special teams. So there'll be a lot of different things that it will be a lot more specific. And then instead of just going out there and everybody rotating and everybody get a chance at this position, that position, we'll start kind of narrowing things down and it'll be more specific.
And based on what you've seen so far this camp, what leads you to believe that your team is going to be stronger against the run?
Against the run, we're going to be stronger against the run. I mean, we weren't worth crap last year. I think everybody in this room knows that. We brought in some playmakers. We brought in some you know, defensive experience, and that's really helped.
Wide receiver, who's kind of been standing out? You know, obviously Kobe and Xavier, we know, are returning. A lot of the guys are new other than that. What's that position group?
You know, Tim's rotated those guys, rotated the 1s, the 2s. Everybody's got a chance to prove themselves, and that's the way it's been this whole camp. I mean, everyone is competing. Everybody's got a chance to prove themselves. We got 2 scrimmages. We got good information. Now we can start kind of getting some order. But as far as anybody standing out, now, I mean, some days a guy will make a play. Other guy will make a play. He won't make a play. He won't mean like, so it's been mix and match, you know, so far.
You talked about Marcellus getting some snaps at center. What is it to have a guy on the offensive line that can play anywhere?
Well, I mean, this is his 5th year, I think. He's a veteran guy. And, you know, just like Lakai last year, you know, he was a veteran guy, so it wasn't too much to ask him to snap. So Marcellus, we had him start doing it the first fall camp, and then Cam Kenny goes down, and so we went ahead and then Walt Clear. Matter of fact, Walt Clear is battling injury. He'll be back this week too. So really it just worked out. He got all reps at center. And you can't, center and quarterback guys, that's the 2 positions. You can't have enough depth, quality depth, you know, that can run an offense.
What's the competition like for backup quarterback? Obviously, you bring in Jakuri,
Yeah.
he's got a little bit more experience than the
Yeah.
other guys. You have guys who were here with the program longer. Is that about going on?
Yeah, it is. You know, we know a lot about Dylan. You know, Brown, we've got a lot of extra reps just to learn him, okay? He went live last week. There's no doubt with that. You know, the true freshmen, both them freshmen have done a good job too. And, you know, they've been primarily with the threes, but, you know, this year we have, you know, more linemen and we can do more team and so that development with those guys. And like I said, we've let those guys go live a couple games too, and that's when you can really find out. But like I said, we'll start putting the pieces of the puzzle this week, and for sure next week at this time it'll be set.
Time for a few more.
Guess you mentioned Cam and Walker maybe out with a little bit of an injury. What does it mean for you guys to have a little bit more depth at that position than to be able to have guys come up, step up during camp?
Well, like I said, the stress. I mean, running off. I don't care whose offense it is. I mean, if you're a shotgun offense and you don't have a guy that can snap that thing and make calls and all that, it's a sad deal, and it makes everybody else look bad. So that position, the quarterback position, that's really where it starts offensively.
What's different about KJ from spring camp to now?
He's more comfortable with his teammates. He's more comfortable with me, more comfortable with the situation. I mean, I think the big thing that stands out to me is just his game experience. And, you know, he doesn't get too high, too low. And, you know, he sees things that a veteran sees that a rookie doesn't see, you know. And so, you know, it'll be good communication, I think, that we'll be able to work together. And it's nice to have a veteran quarterback to play live.
What more do you need to see from him over the next couple of weeks?
Just improve like everybody else. I mean, you know, nobody's arrived yet. We got improving. We got to improve, and that's the challenge every day for coaches too.
Coach, that's real quick. There was some big recruiting news earlier this week. I know you can't speak on specific names, but your 25 recruiting class is currently ranked top 15 in the country. A hometown hero, a lot of people saw, jumped on board. Could you kind of speak to what players are seeing and what you're trying to build here?
I mean, this place, like, people want to come here. I mean, everybody can see the future. You know, there's a handful of other guys that I believe they want to come too. We'll just see what happens. We got to win on the field. We win on the field, the floodgates going to open up. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's an exciting time right now to be a part of our program, to be the head coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.